When you picture a home, you likely imagine a very traditional brick or vinyl-sided structure planted in a yard surrounded by other similar structures. Yes, many of us do live like this, but there are quite a few different styles of homes. In fact, millions of people live in homes that are considered transportable. From houseboats to mobile homes to rather unconventional types of portable dwellings, we've got 10 of the most amazing ones right here. Of course, what would our video be without a quick quiz? We hope you're up on your real estate knowledge because we'll ask you a related question during our video. So before we head off to view some rather interesting and mobile listings, just be sure to hit those subscribe and notification buttons. That way you won't miss out on any of our future video releases. Two-story trailer. When it comes to trends in housing right now, there are two certainties. First, real estate prices are only going up thanks to constant demand. Second, people have become quite conscious of their impact on the environment and the need to live within their means. A result of this has led to a boom in the micro-home business. For the most part, micro-homes are already pretty portable thanks to the fact that they don't have foundations and are small enough to load onto a large trailer. Then there's Alex Lasevsky's creation. His micro-home stands out because it is relatively large and even more mobile than most. You see, his house is built on a trailer, which means it can be moved pretty much anywhere, anytime. At 13 feet high and a little over 8 feet wide, Lasevsky's house provides more than enough space with all of the trim and creature comforts a person needs. In fact, this micro home is said to be perfect because it has enough room for 2 people and just enough room for all the possessions you need in life. Nothing more. With a full bathroom and kitchen, this 1.5-story home puts most other mobile dwellings to shame, especially when you consider it all costs just $30,000. Element Palazzo. If you're someone who wants a mobile dwelling, but you need luxury and the ability to stand out in a crowd, then this home from Marchi Mobile is definitely for you. The Austrian company calls this thing the Element Palazzo, and it's one eye-catching motorhome. After all, just look at its exterior. Looking like a bus that has collided with a UFO, this home has an interior to match. First off, this thing has 2 floors, which have a massive master bedroom, bathroom, kitchen, and fireplace. On those party nights, or if you just want to watch the stars in the evening, a push of a button reveals a surprise. Popping up out of the roof is a sky lounge, or cocktail bar, complete with heated floors and lighting. If those stars have you wanting to travel to outer space, we suggest you simply climb into the driver's seat of this thing. From the windshielded design to the tri-wipers to the unorthodox interior layout, there's absolutely nothing conventional about this cockpit. In fact, the only thing that isn't impressive about this $3 million home is that it only comes with a 40-inch TV. Water Villa de Amval. Of course, not everyone is a fan of living on land. Many people around the world spend their lives on the water, and there are quite a few impressive houseboats to be seen. Now, we're not talking about those uninspiring rectangles sitting on a couple pontoons here. No, to get an idea of the impressive and highly mobile homes that exist on water, we only need to take a look at the Water Villa de Amval. This Dutch-designed home looks nothing like a typical houseboat. Instead, it looks like some sort of retro-futuristic pod that has come straight from the set of a sci-fi film shot in the 1970s. The water villa was designed to meet the needs of people who wanted to live on the water but without the traditional houseboat look. Since Holland is a land of rivers and canals, it makes sense this house is found here. Inside, the water villa is open, bright, and filled with modern features, making you think you're actually in a traditional high-end apartment. In fact, while on the outside it looks like a single-level dwelling, this thing has a whole other level below the waterline. The best part? When you tire of your surroundings, you just weigh anchor and find a new place to dock. Fold-out home. All we can say is that if you are into Transformers and the environment, then this transportable home is definitely for you. In terms of what this house is, we'd say it is along the lines of a really high-end tackle or toolbox. You know, the kind that has all the sorts of levels and extra storage that folds out once you open it up. Designed by Mehdi Hidari Badi, this fold-out home definitely stands out from other mobile dwellings. First off, in its traveling form, it looks like a regular brown trailer. However, once you've found your location to live, the sides fold down, extensions come out, walls go up, and the roof gets situated. Once the general structure is all formed, the multiple solar panels on the roof get adjusted to provide you with off-the-grid power. Along with the solar panels, the lightweight aluminum and recycled materials used in this fold-out home's construction make it a pretty green option for those looking for a little freedom without damaging the environment. Speaking of green, there is still no word on a final price for this futuristic mobile home as it isn't in production. Yet. Volkner Bus. What if you like the idea of the Element Palazzo, but the design is just a bit too radical for your tastes? Not a problem. You should check out this mobile home from Volkner Mobile. Known officially as the Performance Bus, you should trust us when we say this is no ordinary bus. Costing as much as $1.5 million, owners quickly learn this is also no ordinary RV or mobile home. Inside, you'll find a very large kitchen, bathroom, and living room, all fully equipped with appliances and furniture you wouldn't expect. Of course, it also comes with a high-end Bose Dolby audio system and customizable lighting for all those swanky RV parties you want to throw. It may not have the lavish bar that pops out of the roof like the Element, but the Volkner does have one awesome hidden feature. With the push of a button, you can store a car in a purpose-built area under the bus. In fact, it was designed to hold a car the same size as a typical Ferrari or Lamborghini. Unfortunately, the exotic car is sold separately and not included in the price. Time for our mobile quiz. Do you know how many Americans live in mobile homes? Think about that a bit while we show you some more incredible portable homes people actually live in. The Heat Mobile Estate. What weighs in at around 70 tons, is over 50 feet in length, requires a transport truck to tow, and costs in the neighborhood of $2 million. Okay, we imagine there are all sorts of guesses being made, but let us tell you. It's the massive but equally impressive mobile home simply called The Heat. This thing is so high-end that Hollywood A-listers from Will Smith to Ashton Kutcher have owned one. Sure, it may not look ridiculously space-age like the Element, but if you rolled into town in one of these blacked out and intimidating things, we bet the locals would think you worked for the NSA. When deployed, the Heat gives its owners 2 floors and 1,200 feet of luxurious space. In fact, there's more than enough room for a kitchen, several bathrooms, and guest rooms, as well as a conference room. Loaded with leather, oak, and marble, the Heat even comes with full 360-degree security coverage, all linked to several monitors so you know what's going on outside at all times. Just keep in mind that since each home is custom built, $2 million is an estimate, and we're just waiting to see how high that price can be pushed by the next celebrity to buy one. The Floating Seahorse. Do you have a spare $2.8 million just sitting around? Looking for an impressive home on the water that you could move around should the need ever arise? If you answered yes to both of those questions, then try checking out the floating home known as the Floating Seahorse. Right now, you can find several dozen of these homes in Dubai. Well, actually, they're floating off the coast of Dubai. Utilizing a lot of wood and glass in their design, these homes are actually pretty spacious and provide for 2 floors above the surface. The real treat is when you go downstairs to the basement level, where you'll find the master bedroom. In addition to all the customizable flooring and trim, the standout feature is the view of the sea all around your bed thanks to large windows. Save up your pennies and buy the larger $12 million version of the Floating Seahorse, and you'll get even more space. This includes 2 bedrooms and a living room below the surface, where you can play out all of your wildest Little Mermaid fantasies. Dolkyam. When you think of expensive and luxury, loaded mobile homes and houseboats, you likely think of futuristic designs with lots of curves and outlandish features. This artist's rendition of one sea-based structure is a perfect example of that. Proving that an amazing transportable home doesn't have to look like something out of Star Trek, we have for you the houseboat known only as Dolkyam. In fact, at first glance, as you approach this dwelling, it looks a lot like a normal house. Get a bit closer, and you see that it is pretty much a regular house, just floating on a platform. The owners of this floating castle prove that you don't need to skimp on space to live in a movable home. With its rich wood interior, more commonly found in a mountain lodge, they also proved you don't need that minimalist look so commonly found in other homes of this type. When we say this thing has a full-sized dining room, kitchen, and living space, we mean full-sized. After all, With 3 levels, this place definitely has more than enough room for its 2 occupants. We also imagine that morning commute to work by kayak is pretty nice as well. Malibu Mobile. Considering the types of mobile and transportable homes we've covered so far, you wouldn't expect us to find anything worthwhile in an actual mobile home park. Well, in the Paradise Cove Mobile Home Park in Malibu, there's one home that's definitely worth mentioning. Sitting atop a bluff overlooking the Pacific is this $4 million house. The incredibly bright open concept design and views of the ocean instantly give away the fact that this is one pricey home. Inside, there is all the space and features you'd expect in such a place. There's even a very rich-looking office for when you need to get some work done. Perhaps the best spot is the master bedroom with large windows letting you see the ocean every morning you get out of bed. We know what you're thinking. No, this doesn't look like a mobile home at all. In fact, it doesn't even look like you could move it. That said, there is a manufactured home which was moved here and assembled. Also, given it's in a trailer park, whenever it's listed, it's labeled as a mobile home. Sure, it's a technicality and a bit of a loophole, but we'll let it slide in this instance. Container homes. Like the micro home craze that's sweeping the world, there's another growing trend in unconventional home design. This one involves the use of shipping containers. Yes, those multicolored metal rectangles you see stacked on ships and railway cars are actually used for building homes. Whether looking to build an off-the-grid retreat or a strange-looking mega home, more and more homeowners are using the metal containers as a kind of adult-sized Lego. You can simply build a single container home or stack multiple units together, creating strange and interesting designs. Now, before you get carried away and start planning your own cargo container home, just be forewarned. Sure, it looks cool and it's a great way to recycle, but there are pitfalls. For instance, because they are metal, many homeowners forget that insulation is a must to help control temperature and condensation. Also, you really need to plan out the design of your home because it will require a lot of cutting for plumbing, doors, windows, and wires. In fact, some shipping container homeowners have said that it can cost just as much or more to get these homes up to code and the same level of comfort as a regular house. So, buyers beware. So, any idea how many Americans live in mobile homes? The answer? Around 20 million. That's around the same number of people as the entire population of Beijing, China. That's all the amazing transportable homes we have for you today. If you're still on a bit of a real estate kick, then the realtors at the Richest have your back. From listings for zombie-proof homes to high-priced palaces, we've got property for all tastes. Just be sure to register with our agents by hitting that subscribe button, and we'll be sure to set you up with an appointment. Bye-bye for now. See you next time.